Hey all, so I don't need to tell you that the first half of 2025 was right. I've seen a lot of companies freeze what they're doing, trying to just navigate the new reality that we're in terms of the economy, in terms of AI, in terms of tariffs, in terms of everything. And what gets me is that a lot of companies are hesitant to spend on things that might actually give them answers as to the way out of this. And I mentioned this because I think this is a real mindset change that has to happen in companies in the economy. And so I'm going to make that case today, and I think I could do it through a metaphor. I think a lot of businesses assume that when they're trying to go to market and they're doing their marketing, they're doing their sales, and they're trying to figure out what works, they're like going on a mountain hike, right? They're like a Boy Scout, they get the map and compass, they get an idea of where to go, they get the lay of the land, and then they forge forward. And if something should happen, if they should realize that they're lost, they haven't followed the map, or there's an emergency, what do? You stop, right? You stop moving because that's just going to get you more lost, and you take care of the problem, and only then, when things have cleared up, do you move on. And so a lot of companies, when there's uncertainty, they stop spending. They say, nope, we're not going to spend. We don't know how things are going to pan out. So we're going to stop spending. We're going to just kind of freeze where we are and hope that issues resolve themselves, right? And that's what happened at the beginning of 2025. A lot of companies just kind of froze. Like, we don't know what's going on. We're going to freeze. And here's the thing, that is the absolute worst thing to do, because you're actually not on a hike. What you're doing is playing a game Marco Polo. Everybody's blind, right? You've got your eyes closed, but you're out in the ocean, you're playing Marco Polo, and every once in a while you're sending out a signal and you're trying to get your bearings from that. You might go in different directions, things are moving around and changing all the time, but as long as you're pretty close to the shore and you're getting signals from people, you're getting that polo back, you're fine. You can keep going. Now imagine if there's an emergency, right? That happens, or you realize, oh, I think I'm lost, I'm far from shore. Do you just stop? No, that's the worst thing you could do. If you stop swimming, you're probably going to drown if you're deep out, right? Because you still don't know where you are, you still can't deal with an emergency, you're still blind, and then you stop, right? So what do you do when you're playing Marco Polo and there's a problem? You open your eyes. You stop playing the game for a while, you open your eyes, you see where you are, you deal with the situation at hand, right? That's the right thing to do. Yeah, that means that you're not going to be pinging in various directions. Yeah, that means you're not playing the game, right? So likewise, what businesses need to do is not just kind of stop spending and not doing anything until they can read the tea leaves. What they need to do is shift their spending. Shift it from tactical stuff to trying to figure out, okay, what's the new way forward here? So this is when you bring on your consultants, this is when you bring in your strategists, this is when you bring in folks like me who can talk to your client list and figure out, okay, how has the market changed and how do you need to go to market to reach these good clients? So I would encourage you, if you're in a company that's doing that, that's kind of turtling because things are kind of chaotic right now, it's counterintuitive, but this is the time when you should be investing a lot of your budget into figuring out a new way forward. I guarantee you the companies that are doing that versus turtling are the ones who are going to emerge as ready to rock and roll once the economy improves and once the uncertainty goes away. Why? Because they actually have a path forward. They actually looked around, got their bearings, and now they can continue playing the game. So I hope that helps. I hope that metaphor brings to light a little bit of the mindset switch that people need to have. And if you think you're ready to do a little bit of investigative work as to how your business is supposed to go in the next year, go ahead and reach out and we can have a conversation one-on-one. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.